Hi, this is Jonathan Golden, and today I am hiking in my Vivobarefoot Ultra 2s. And I've had them for about 2 months now, and so I've got a pretty good idea of what I like about them and what I don't like about them. So here we go. First of all, I love the material. It's made of that EVA material just like those Crocs, and it dries. The main advantage of it is that it dries super fast. You can get them soaked and then just put them out in the sun or in the shade for 5-10 minutes, and they're dry and ready to get put back on your feet, and you can keep going. Also, the EVA material is super light, so that's really nice. And they started making the 2s in a puncture resistant sole, which is really a good idea because you don't want to get any thorns into your feet if you can help it. And I like the color scheme. I like the black and red. It's nice. And another thing that's really great is that they're very easy to slip on and off, and when they're cinched up. In fact, I never even loosen this cinch. I can just slip them right on and off with them tight like that, and they do feel secure. I never feel like I'm falling out of my shoes or sliding around in them. And a few things that I don't like about them is that once I got them, the little paper that they came with said that they have approximately 300-mile soles. So that means that the soles are only supposed to last for 300 miles. I would have liked to known that before I actually bought them, but we'll see. And they say that they'll last that long if you walk perfectly, basically. I already have, 2 months into it, I already have a little bit of the sole coming off right there, so I'm not crazy about that, but we'll see. Another thing I would prefer to be different is that I think the holes that they put throughout them are just too big, and so it lets in all kinds of debris while I'm hiking, so I'm constantly have to stop and take them off and shake them out, shake the rocks out. So something that I think that they could do that would make it even better is that either to make these holes a lot smaller and put just a lot more of them, and I think that might help, or another thing that I think could be even better is if they take like a mesh screen and make a mesh screen over the holes so that, and I think that would do a pretty good job of keeping out debris, especially if they added like a little anklet booty kind of thing, a mesh anklet booty that you can cinch down to keep the debris from coming in through the top as well. That's something I would really like to see. Next thing that I think is kind of a bummer is that I don't know if you can see this, but the footbeds inside are coming out pretty badly, so I think it's just they used either poor quality glue or not enough of it, or I don't know, something like that. And another thing that I would love to see different is, so the eyelets for the lacing is these like plastic chunky bits, and there's nothing particularly wrong with that, but I like to do a lot of stretching, and I like to sit on my feet, and when I'm sitting on my feet, these like plastic knobs, they tend to dig into the tops of my feet, so it's a little bit uncomfortable. So if they could make those in some kind of fabric material, I think that would be a great upgrade. And another thing that I don't really like about them is that they get a little bit stinky, which is not nice, but the good thing is that it's very easy to wash them out, hose them off, and let them dry out, and then it's fine again. But it's kind of a bummer to have stinky feet when hiking in them. And one last thing is that they kind of had a long-ish break-in period for me. It took about a month for me to actually break them in to where they felt comfortable and like they weren't hurting my feet at all. And the couple things that were bothering me the first month were that right at where the toe folds, the inside of that was rubbing against the tops of my toes, and it was kind of bruising and sort of chafing up the tops of my toes. And the other thing was that rim right around the top, it was chafing my ankle a little bit. Not very often, but only sometimes when I stood in certain ways or walked in certain ways. But after the month was up, it was fine. So that's cool. And the last thing that had to break in that first month was, so my two little toes, when I first got them, were rubbing against the end there when I was walking, and I was like, gosh, I don't know if this is gonna work, if this is the right size, if it's gonna work out. But they say that the soles of these shoes start off as 7 millimeters and then compress down to 3 millimeters. And so I was like, okay, let's give it a try and see what happens. So stick with it, So after about a month, maybe even less than a month, the sole had compressed enough at my toes where my little toes were not rubbing anymore. So yeah, so it's fine. I'm happy I stuck with it. I'm happy I bought them. I'm happy that I kept them, and I'm very interested to see how they're going to hold up. How many miles I'll be able to get out of them. And also, I haven't taken them backpacking yet, but my intention is to wear them backpacking as well. I want one shoe that I can use for everything. One last thing that I think that would be really great if they made it as an accessory for it is if they made a waterproof bootie, so that insert, so that I could, like an oversock basically, so that I could put socks on, put these waterproof oversocks on, and then put them right into here, and then I'd be able to hike in cold and wet weather with them as well. So I would love to see them do that in addition. Anyway, thanks for listening. I hope that you got something out of this video and that it was helpful for you. If so, please click like, and you can also subscribe to my channel, and I would love to join forces with you. Thanks for watching.